Good evening and welcome to this week's episode of Faith, Lies, and Confusion. I am Godless Reggie. How's everyone doing tonight? Thank you for everyone stopping by. What's up, Ouija666? I see that you're here already. So this week's episode is entitled Bantu Mythology. Interesting topic, something that I definitely am looking forward to reviewing. I know absolutely nothing about this topic, but it definitely hits home based off of where it's from. So we'll get right into it. And forgive me, all my sinuses are bothering me real bad. It's that time of the year. Hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. My eyes hurt, my head hurts, everything hurts right now. So give me a moment. I'll do a little bit of reading here. And this is going to be from Wikipedia. Okay, so the Bantu religion. The Bantu religion is a system of various spiritual beliefs and practices that relate to the Bantu people of Central East and Southern Africa. Although Bantu people account for several hundred different ethnic groups, there is a high degree of homogeneity in Bantu cultures and customs, just as the Bantu languages. Many Bantu cultures traditionally believe in a supreme god whose name is a variation of nyambe or nzambe and ancestral veneration. The phrase Bantu tradition usually refers to the common reoccurring theme that are found in all or most Bantu cultures on the continent. So their traditional beliefs. The traditional beliefs and practices of African people are highly diverse beliefs that include various ethnic religions. Generally, these traditions are oral rather than scriptural and passed down from one generation to another through folk tales, songs, and festivals, including belief in the amount of a higher and lower god, sometimes including a supreme creator, or forced belief in spirits, veneration of the dead, use of magic, and traditional African medicine. Most religions can be described as animistic, as we touched on last week, with various polytheistic and pantheistic aspects. Animism builds the core concept of the Bantu religious traditions, similar to other traditional African religions. This includes the worship of tutelary deities, nature worship, ancestor worship, and the belief in the afterlife. While some religions adopt a pantheistic worldview, most follow a polytheistic system with various gods, spirits, and other supernatural beings. Traditional African religions also have elements of fetishism, shamanism, and veneration of relics, and a high complexity comparable to Japanese Shinto or Hinduism. It is suggested that most ancient traditional African religions, like most other indigenous folk religions around the world, were strictly polytheistic and lacked a belief in monotheistic concepts, such as a single supreme creator god. Native American religions are centered on ancestral veneration, the belief in a spirit god, supernatural beings, and free will. Unlike the later developed concept of faith, deceased humans and animals or important objects still exist in the spirit world and can influence or interact with the physical world. Polytheism was widespread in most of ancient Africa and other regions of the world before the introduction of Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. High gods, along with other more specialized deities, ancestor spirits, territorial spirits, and beings, are a common thing among traditional African religions, highlighting the complex and advanced culture of ancient Africa. Jacob Olupana, professor of indigenous African religions at Harvard University, described the Bantu mythology to be part of the many traditional African traditions, which are complex animistic religious traditions and beliefs of the African people before the Christian and Islamic colonization of Africa. Ancestor veneration has always played a significant part in the traditional African cultures and may be considered as central to the African worldview. Ancestral ghosts and spirits are an integral part of reality. The ancestors are generally believed to reside in the ancestral realm, spirit world, while some believe that the ancestors become an equal in power to deities found in African traditions. The defining line between deities and ancestors is also often contested, but overall, ancestors are believed to occupy a higher level of existence than living human beings and are believed to be able to bestow either blessings or illness upon their living descendants. Ancestors can offer advice and bestow good fortune and honor to their living dependents, but they can also make demands, such as insisting that their shrines be properly maintained and appropriated. A belief in ancestors also testifies to the inclusive nature of traditional African spirituality by posting that deceased progenitors still play a role in the lives of their living descendants. Olupana rejects the Western Islamic definition of monotheism and says that such concepts could not reflect the complex African traditions and are too simplistic. While some traditions have a long being next to other deities, others have not. Monotheism does not reflect the multiplicity of ways that the traditional African spirituality has conceived of deities, of gods, and spirit beings. He summarizes that traditional African religions are not only religions, but a worldview and a way of life. The traditional ways of Bantu belief systems have been modified to various degrees in various ways by the advent of Christianity and or Islam, as the God of Christians and Muslims has been equated to Bantu supreme deities. Okay, that's enough reading right there. That last part, I think, was a defining statement of all that shit that I just read, which is a common thing. Me doing this show, the traditional ways of Bantu belief systems have been modified to various degrees and in various ways by the advent of Christianity or Islam as the God of Christians, and Muslims has been equated to the Bantu supreme deity. That's it right there. That's very, very, very fucking typical. They try to equate it. They try to ease the people, and it takes a long time to get you to switch, as they say, worldview, which I hate when people say that. I'm so fucking tired of hearing that fucking word. But it takes a couple decades, maybe centuries, for that transition to happen, and that's one of their ways, one of their colonial ways of doing that. What I'm going to do now is play a little video, so a person that is actually a Bantu can explain it better than I can from their point of view. Give me one moment here.
People, also known as Bantu-speaking people, are a large group of diverse ethnic communities spread across Central, Eastern, and Southern Africa. Historically, they have played a significant role in shaping the cultural, linguistic, and societal landscape of the region, continent, and world. Understanding their origin and relationship with the 12 tribes of Jacob involves examining both historical evidence. Welcome back to our Bantu. New here, subscribe to receive our videos. Origin and culture. To delve into the origin of the Bantu, thousands of years back in human history, it is generally believed that the Bantu people originated from a home region, Pandan and Aram, Nigeria and Cameroon. From cradle, they began to migrate and disperse across the African continent. However, there is another belief that the Bantu origins on Earth are around the Great Lakes, and Congo, which is the first recorded origin leading to the expansion northwest and southward. Bantu, which comes from the word Entu, means a people or person. The term Bantu actually derives from the common linguistic roots that link over 400 closely related languages across Africa. This magnificent language family comprises Swahili, Zulu, Xhosa, Shona, and numerous other diverse tongues spoken by Bantu communities. Bantu is thought to have commenced around 3,000 years ago. Cultural knowledge and ironworking skills, which greatly impacted the societies they encountered. The Bantu migration resulted in the spread of Bantu languages, belong to the larger Niger-Congo language family. However, Interim has a rich tale of diversity, with their findings reveal that the Bantu people thrived during the Iron Age, developing advanced agricultural techniques, metallurgy, and vibrant settlements. It is also a well-known fact that they practiced trade in the Kutubs. Pottery, remarkable iron tools, and striking cave paintings stand as testaments to their creativity, craftsmanship, and ingenuity. Central to the Bantu people's identity is their intricate oral tradition. Passed down through generations, stories and legends serve as the cultural backbone, preserving their wisdom and historical accounts. These tales, woven with vivid imagery and powerful symbolism, provide us with glimpses into the Bantu's profound worldview. Ultimately, the Bantu people have a distinct and fascinating heritage that is rooted in their migratory history, cultural practices, and linguistic diversity. Their origin can be traced back to the west-central regions of Africa, and their impact can be seen across the vast expanse of the continent. While their relationship with the 12 tribes of Jacob needs factual study and a deeper understanding of any direct genetic or ancestral links, it does highlight the interconnectedness of humanity and the potential for cultural diffusion and exchange throughout history. But what truly sets the Bantu people apart is their migration. Around 2000 BCE, Bantu-speaking communities began a massive movement across the continent, taking their language, customs, and knowledge with them. Over millennia, they ventured across forests, savannas, and riverbanks, paths, and indigenous cultures they entered. And let's not forget about the breathtakingly diverse music. Bantu rhythms, melodies, and beats have transcended borders, infusing a global sound with African soul. From the soul-stirring vocals of Miriam Makeba to mesmerizing the Fekuti, Bantu musical masterpieces are a testament to the rich
Okay, even though that really didn't have much to do with the title today, I just thought it was important to let him finish speaking because he was giving some historical aspects about the people in itself. Because I know not everyone that's watching this actually knows who these group of people are. I don't understand the reason or for the mention of the 12 tribes. I don't see the significance of that conversation. It's pointless. It has nothing to do with these people, and it has nothing to do with the area in which they are from. So I don't get that part. Maybe this person who made this video or the people who funded it are religious. I'm not sure, but that was some bullshit. But I think he did a pretty good job as to speaking about things they've done, how they expanded. That part is true, but I don't get the need for that other part. So I'm going to do a little bit of reading here. And this is going to come from ChatGPT. Give me a second. Okay, so the Bantu religion, often referred to as traditional Bantu religion or African traditional religion, ATR, among Bantu-speaking peoples, is a rich traditional system practiced across much of the sub-Saharan Africa by various Bantu ethnic groups. It's not a single unified religion, but a complex set of beliefs and practices that share common themes. Who are the Bantu people? The video kind of explained that. The Bantu people are a large group of people of over 400 ethnic groups in Africa who speak Bantu languages. They are found in regions like Central Africa, East and Southern Africa. Their core beliefs of the Bantu religion. Though practices vary by region, Bantu spiritual systems often include supreme being, which is their creator god, belief in a supreme god, often called nzambe or nyambe, malugu, marari, etc., the creator of everything. This God is usually distant and not involved in daily affairs. So people pray through spirits or ancestors. Ancestral spirits, Balimo, Mazimu, and Zakisi, ancestors, the dead family members, are revered, honored, and believed to guide and protect the living. Offerings, rituals, and prayers are made to keep peace with ancestors, spirits, and nature. Belief in nature spirits living in rivers, forests, and mountains. Certain animals, trees, or practices are sacred. People who consult diviners, healers, or shamans to communicate with spirits or find solutions. The rituals and initiations. Life events like birth, puberty, marriage, death are marked by rituals. These are rites of passage into adulthood involving teachings of wisdom, responsibility, and often circumcision or seclusion. Magic and medicine. Traditional healers use herbs, charms, and spiritual powers to heal or protect. Nakisi or muti refers to objects or substances with spiritual force. There's a strong belief in witchcraft. Some use it for good, like healing, and others use it for harm. Examples by region: the Congo region, the Democratic Republic of Congo or Angola, belief in nzambe, mapugu, supreme god with Nikisi, spiritual objects, and Bakisi spirits. The Zulu region of South Africa, belief in, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but it's the supreme god, and veneration of ancestors, which is the word Ambalozi. The Shona religion, which is in the Zimbabwe area, belief in Mawari as creator and mediums who communicate with spirits. Is some of this practice today? Yes, many Bantu communities still practice traditional beliefs, often combined with Christianity or Islam, as earlier stated. A practice known as syncretism, which I spoke on about last week as well. For example, a Christian may still offer food to ancestors. A Muslim may consult a traditional healer for protection. The quick summary, I really don't want to read through that. I'll play another video here. Give me a moment. Yeah, I wasn't about to try to stumble through that shit.
Congo people considered the creator god. Southeast Africa. Southeast Bantu creation myths also frequently feature a high god, often associated with the sky or heavens. Myths from this region may emphasize the separation of sky and earth as a key event in creation, establishing the world as it is known. Watch this story in full. Subscribe, comment and like my channel. Green Mythology, for mythology and history. Gateway to the captivating worlds of ancient myth. Now watch the story in full, please. Mythology tapestry of beliefs and traditions shared by the diverse Bantu peoples inhabiting a vast area of Africa, spanning central, southeast, and southern regions. While encompassing a wide array of distinct cultures and societies, Bantu mythologies exhibit common threads and recurring themes, reflecting a shared linguistic and ancestral heritage. Bantu-speaking peoples constitute a major ethno-linguistic group in Africa, distributed across a wide belt south of the Sahara. Mythologies are diverse and themes such as creation, origin, and Bantu mythology, incorporating key aspects and regional variations from Central, Southeast, and Southern Africa. Creation myths. Across Bantu cultures, creation myths explain the origins of the world, humanity, and important aspects of life and death. These myths often feature a supreme creator deity, sometimes distant and uninvolved in daily affairs, and other lesser divinities or spirits who play more active roles in the world. Central Africa. In some Central African Bantu traditions, creation is attributed to a supreme being who may be known by various names depending on the specific group. These creator deities often bring the world into existence through thought, word, or physical action, sometimes from a primordial void or chaos. Examples include myths of Nzambe among the Congo people, who is considered the creator god. Southeast Africa. Southeast Bantu creation myths also frequently feature a high god, often associated with the sky or heavens. Myths from this region may emphasize the separation of sky and earth as a key event in creation, establishing the world as it is known. Among some groups, Mulungu is recognized as a creator figure. Southern Africa. Southern Bantu mythologies, including those of the Zulu and Xhosa, often depict creation as emerging from a primordial swamp or darkness, ubumnyama in Zulu. Unkulunkulu in Zulu tradition is a significant creator figure, often described as the first man, who brought humanity and cattle into being. These myths often detail the emergence of life and order from chaos. The supreme being and divinity. Bantu mythology generally recognize a supreme creator deity, though the degree of their involvement in the world varies. Alongside the supreme being, there is often a pantheon of other divinities, spirits, and ancestral figures who are more directly involved in affairs of the natural world. As remote and transcendent, having created the world but now largely detached from its daily workings. They may be appealed to in times of great crisis. Day-to-day religious life often focuses on more accessible spirits and ancestors. Names for the supreme being vary widely, including Nzambe, Mulungu, Leza, and Unkulunkulu. Divinities and spirits. These lesser powers actively engaged in the world, influencing natural phenomena, human fortunes, and community life. They can include nature spirits associated with specific places like rivers, mountains, or forests. Spirits of animals. Healing species of intermediaries between humans and the supreme. Examples include Mari, a significant deity in Shona mythology, associated with rain and fertility, and various ancestor spirits who are believed to intercede on behalf of their living descendants. Ancestor veneration. Ancestor veneration is a central feature of Bantu religious life and mythology. Ancestors are believed to remain actively involved in the lives of the descendants, offering guidance, protection, and blessings, but also capable of causing misfortune if neglected or disrespected. Importance of ancestors. Ancestors are seen as intermediaries between the living and the spirit world. Maintaining good relations with ancestors is crucial for individual and community well-being. This involves rituals, offerings, prayers, and remembrance. Types of ancestors. Different categories of ancestors may be recognized, such as lineage ancestors, clan ancestors, or royal ancestors, each with specific roles and responsibilities. Recently deceased ancestors may be considered more immediately involved in family affairs, while more distant ancestors represent broader lineage or community identity. Rituals and practices. Ancestor veneration practices vary but often include rituals performed at family shrines or gravesites, offerings of food and drink, and prayers for guidance and protection. Divination may be used to communicate with ancestors and discern their will. Important life events, such as births, marriages, and deaths, are often marked by rituals involving ancestor spirits. Spirits and the spirit world. Bantu mythologies feature a complex spirit world populated by various types of spirits, beyond ancestors, that interact with the human world. These spirits can be benevolent, malevolent, or neutral, and understanding and interacting with them is a significant aspect of Bantu religious practice. Nature spirits. Spirits associated with natural features like rivers, trees, mountains, and forests are common. These spirits are often seen as guardians of the domains and must be treated with respect. Offerings or rituals may be performed to appease or request favors from nature spirits. Animal spirits. Certain animals may be considered sacred or associated with particular spirits or ancestors. Totemism, where clans or lineages have a special connection to a specific animal, is present in some Bantu cultures. Animal spirits can act as messengers, guides, or protectors. Other spirits. This category can include spirits of disease, spirits of misfortune, or trickster spirits. These spirits may be responsible for negative events in human life and require specific rituals or interventions to manage or appease. Morality and ethics. Bantu mythologies often embed moral and ethical codes, guiding behavior and social interactions. Myths and folktales frequently illustrate moral lessons, the consequences of wrongdoing, and the importance of community values. Communalism and Ubuntu. Many Bantu societies emphasize communalism and the concept of Ubuntu in southern Africa, which highlights interconnectedness, empathy, and social harmony. Myths and stories often reinforce these values, showing the importance of cooperation, generosity, and respect for others. Moral tales. Folktales and myths often feature characters who face moral dilemmas, and their choices and outcomes serve as lessons for listeners. These stories can teach about honesty, respect for elders, the dangers of greed or selfishness, and the importance of fulfilling social obligations. Consequences of actions. Bantu mythologies often stress the interconnectedness of actions and consequences, both in this life and in the afterlife or in relation to ancestral spirits. Wrongdoing can bring misfortune, illness, or social destruction, while virtuous behavior is rewarded with blessings and prosperity. Rituals and ceremonies. Rituals and ceremonies are integral to Bantu religious life, serving to connect with spirits and ancestors, mark important life events, maintain social order, and ensure well-being. Life cycle rituals. Rites of passage mark significant transitions in life, such as birth, initiation into adulthood, marriage, and death. These rituals often involve symbolic actions, offerings, and teachings that integrate individuals into their new social roles and connect them with ancestral traditions. Healing and
Okay. I just wanted to stop it right there because it was a little monotonous. Everything he was saying, I literally said verbatim, word for word for word. And it seems like, again, he's saying a lot of the same shit over and over and over. The video is actually almost over here. Let me see if I can read a little bit more about something that I didn't touch on about it before I let him finish. Let's see. Okay. So one thing that I didn't actually touch on is about death. So give me 1 second. I'll add this on and I'll read a little bit about that. Okay. So death. Most Bantu cultures have legends and myths about the origin of death. According to one myth, a chameleon was sent to announce to men that they would never die. The chameleon went on his mission, but he walked slowly and stopped along the way to eat. Sometime after the chameleon had left, a lizard went to announce to men that they would die. Being much quicker than the chameleon, the lizard arrived first, thus establishing the mortal nature of man. The Baganda in central Uganda believed that the Wulumbi, one of the three sons of the God of heaven who escaped heaven and was thrown into an abyss by his brother, still takes the souls of Baganda. Traditional African religions generally believe in the afterlife scene in the way most of the tribes conduct their burials. Practices like burying the dead at midday so they can make it to the other world before night were common, but have been left majorly to rural areas. Some tribes carried out ceremonies where they would send the dead with messages to the other world. Ancestors were believed to be in direct communication with the gods of sacrifices. With the gods, and sacrifices were made to them to plead on behalf of the people. Ancient Bantu religious beliefs have left to underdeveloped or rural areas. In some countries, medicine men, the priests of ancient Africa, are looked at with scorn. This is attributed to the influence of religions like Islam and Christianity that prohibit witchcraft. Ancestor worship is an important basic concept in most African religions. Some African religions adopted different views through the influence of religions like Christianity and Islam. Again, I'm so tired of saying that. But yeah, this is more of basically what I already spoke about. Give me a moment. I'm going to play the rest of this video. And we've been here for about 30 minutes. By that time, I'm going to be ready to get out of here. And thank you again for stopping by, Ouija, and everybody else. I'll be back on in a little bit with TikTok debates. So it won't be long, folks. I'll be back.
divination. Traditional healers and diviners play important roles in Bantu communities. Resolve conflicts, and predict the future. Asian community with states to gain entities are agrarian, and rituals are performed to ensure successful harvests, appease nature spirits, and mark the changing seasons. These ceremonies may involve offerings, dance, and prayers for rain, fertility, and protection of regional and local variations exist due to the vast geographical distribution and diverse cultural histories of Bantu-speaking peoples. Central Africa. Mythologies in this region are highly diverse, influenced by rainforest environments and interactions with neighboring groups. They often feature complex of deities and elaborate initiation rituals with East African cultures. Cattle often play a significance. Bantu is particularly prominent in this region. Myths of origin often tie communities to specific landscapes and ancestral figures. Southern Africa. Southern Bantu mythology. The Zulu, and Susa have been interactions with complex cosmologies and elaborate systems of divination and healing. The Zulu Unkulunkulu myth is a prominent example of a southern Bantu creation narrative. Influence and contemporary relevance. Other religions adapted to modern contexts. Syncretism. In many areas, Bantu mythologies have interacted and blended Christianity and Islam, resulting in syncretic religious forms. Traditional spirits and ancestors may be reinterpreted within new religious frameworks, or traditional rituals may be adapted to coexist with newer religious practices. Cultural expression. Bantu mythologies continue to inspire contemporary art, literature, music, and performance. Traditional stories and characters are reinterpreted and reimagined in modern forms of cultural expression, maintaining their relevance and vitality. Contemporary practice. Ancestor veneration and belief in spirits remain important aspects of life for many Bantu today. Traditional healers and diviners continue to play significant roles in healthcare and community well-being. Bantu mythologies provide frameworks for understanding the world, morality, and human existence that continue to resonate in contemporary African societies. In rich and diverse system of belief sector highlighting the interconnectedness of humanity, nature, and the spirit world. They continue to shape cultural identities and practices in contemporary Africa, demonstrating the enduring power of myth and tradition. For further exploration, you can research specific Bantu cultures and their mythologies, such as Zulu mythology, Congo mythology, Shona mythology, and others, to delve deeper into regional variations and unique narratives. You can use search terms like Zulu creation myth, Congo deities, Shona ancestor veneration, to find more specific information. You might also find academic resources and books on African mythology that provide more detailed analysis and context.
Okay, that's interesting. I think next time I'll dig a little bit deeper. I think we'll do Zulu mythology or which particular region, like he just stated, because I thought it was overall the same. I'm sure some of the deities that were mentioned today probably will come up if I do that again, but I would like to dig deeper into it. It seems like I keep constantly saying that same shit every week. There's so many for me to review, so maybe we'll do that one next week or another one that's more popular. But it's interesting to learn at least the names of these gods. Hey, Afro, what's going on? I was watching your show earlier. I'm glad you stopped by. But we just were talking about the Bantu mythology in different forms, and I was saying that I need to dig in each region to learn more about it. I think it's important for me as a Black person to know these things, at least to answer some questions. You know, like when people are like, "Oh, well, what did you believe in before Christianity came? Blah, 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 blah. At least I have some form of answers for it. But I want to thank everybody for stopping by. Thank you, Afro. Thank you, Ouija666, and everyone else. It's about time for me to get out of here. Again, I'll be back on in the next maybe like 20 minutes or so, doing TikTok debates. I'll see y'all there. Good night.